Hello everyone, welcome to the Wealthiest, where you will learn the ins and outs about the world's elite, how they live and how they spend their accumulated wealth. Let's get started. Transporting the President of the United States around the world on the most renowned and probably most significant jet in the world. Which is 6 stories tall, can withstand nuclear explosions, and costs more than $200,000 per hour to run, is no easy chore. Air Force One must be perfectly outfitted with unbreakable security, utmost luxury, and cutting-edge missile defense systems. And trust us when we say that this includes all of the exciting high-end military features. It makes sense why the flying White House has gained notoriety in the media. Let's go inside and take a look, shall we? Fasten your seatbelts before entering the 3-level cabin's decorated interior and exploring the aircraft's unique features. There are 2 Air Force Ones. Let's discuss the aircraft in more detail. What is the Air Force? One may imagine the standard Air Force. To appreciate the uniqueness of that big blue and white attention-grabbing super jet, all you have to do is look at the American flag on the tail, or the enormous letters that read United States of America. There isn't anything else quite like it. Well, there is, because the White House really possesses 2 highly customized Boeing 747-200B series airplanes that are similar to one another and serve as Air Force One, which have the tail numbers 280 and 290 respectively. Although President Theodore Roosevelt flew in an aircraft for the first time in 1910, the term Air Force One wasn't coined until President Dwight Eisenhower did so in 1953. We'll get back to that unusual nickname in a moment. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy flew in a jet that was designed specifically for presidential use. It was a modified Boeing 707. Jacqueline Kennedy's favorite color was baby blue, and Raymond Loewy, the plane's designer, selected it as the primary hue because it complemented the hues in the presidential seal. Since then, the illustrious wings have carried everyone from President Obama to Presidents Nixon, Reagan, and Trump, as well as everyone in between. The current pair of Boeing jumbo jets were first flown in 1991 during the administration of George H.W. Bush. Because they are outfitted with exceptional security and comfort features, it should come as no surprise that these aircraft are expensive. Price of the aircraft. According to reports, Trump reached an informal agreement with Boeing to cap the price for 2 new Air Force Ones at $3.9 billion. Boeing even claimed that Trump had negotiated a good deal. However, the Pentagon would have to pay $5.2 billion for the updated pair, according to the military department's first official report. In general, the 2 planes have the same structure as a standard commercial Boeing 747. Characteristics of the plane. They are enormous, measuring 3 times the height of a giraffe and as long as a city block. Each one has 4 engines that produce a combined thrust of 56,000 pounds, allowing the aircraft to reach top speeds of nearly 700 miles per hour and fall just short of the speed of sound. The aircraft can travel long distances on a single full tank of 53,611 gallons. Contrary to common belief, Air Force One doesn't exactly refer to this Boeing or this identical one. In fact, Air Force One isn't really a plane because it can fly halfway around the world and cruises at 45 feet instead of 30 feet. It's a reference point and a name. Evidently, the F-22 Raptor would be the new Air Force One if the president were to board it for the duration of his journey. It need not even be a luxury Boeing or transport aircraft. If he were to board a B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, it would also make sense. The name is simply the radio call for any Air Force vehicle carrying the president, and all crew members and air traffic controllers are made aware of this in order to prevent confusion with any other nearby flights and to ensure that the president's plane's safety is always given priority. If the president travels in an Army vehicle, Army One is the name of the aircraft, while Marine One aircraft are those used by the Navy. The naming system was initially employed in the days of Eisenhower when the plane was moving confusionally. The president's aircraft had the same call sign as an Eastern Airlines commercial flight. Both of them were traveling in the same airspace, which instantly prompted a new and enhanced system. As we move from bottom to top, the lowest level is typically used as cargo space, the middle level is the main passenger area, and the upper level is reserved for the complex communications equipment. However, as you're about to see, the interior of the Air Force One jets doesn't resemble commercial 747 seconds in any way, shape, or form. The plane's onboard living quarters include the president's own bedroom, bathroom, workout room, and office, as if that wasn't enough luxury. While cargo space and equipment storage are important without a doubt, the passenger area is by far the most interesting space, making most apartments seem small. The majority of the furniture is handmade by skilled woodworkers to the president's individual tastes. Senior staff members have their own designated work area, and traveling reporters are given their own space. All told, the mammoth-sized jack can accommodate 70 passengers and 26 crew members comfortably. The middle level's focal point is a large conference room that doubles as the president's dining room. Even though we have a good understanding of the layout, even visiting politicians and high-level journalists are prohibited from accessing some parts of the plane, which means that aside from the president and his staff, no one else has a detailed understanding of how these components fit together. What we do know, however, is that the president isn't being served a bag of stale, over-salted peanuts for lunch on board the plane because the crew provides 24-hour food service. If you don't believe us, check it out for yourself. Devoted cooks prepare whatever the president desires, whether it be specialty meals or some good old-fashioned fast food. To prepare meals for the president, the White House staff must choose markets at random, carry out their shopping undercover, and never buy from the same place twice. This is done to protect the president from the risk of a deliberate poison attack. The crew is equipped to feed about 100 people at a time, and the storage area can hold up to 2,000 meals. If in case something goes wrong, the dedicated medical room on board Air Force One has a fold-out operating table in case emergency surgery is required, as well as an extensive pharmacy, a defibrillator, oxygen, and much more. Of course, having all this equipment is useless if no one knows how to use it, which is why a staff doctor is always on board and follows the president wherever he goes. With 85 telephones, collection of secure two-way radios, a variety of fax machines, and ultra-high-speed onboard Wi-Fi in place, the president can contact virtually anyone in the world at the touch of a button on board, and the plane's equipped with $19,000 televisions to keep up with events occurring on the ground. If the president doesn't make the calls himself, one of the thoroughly vetted military people on board will do it for him. The president can call virtually anyone in the world at the touch of a button. Each member of the 26-person crew of Air Force One is required to operate with a high level of security and professionalism. All personnel are chosen from the military and are subject to rigorous background checks. Considering that this is not your typical job, every single employee chosen from the military must pass thorough background checks and have exceptional service records. The president must say farewell to his devoted staff of more than 4 years, which is always an emotional journey. This is an intriguing feature of Air Force One that once more distinguishes it from conventional aircraft is that it is not dependent on airport facilities or staff, which significantly reduces security risks. The presidential plane technically never has to land because of its amazing ability to refuel in midair. The odds of something happening to that plane are slim to none because it's packed with some of the most advanced safety features. The planes have their own retractable stairways, their own baggage loaders, and there's not just one entrance but 3 in case any are compromised. Air Force One can divert any surface to air missile and repel bullets thanks to armored windows, but with its specially coated shell, it can also withstand the effects of nuclear bombs, eject white-hot flares to distract any incoming heat-seeking missiles if the missiles are infrared-seeking instead, then using Occam jammers, essentially a special infrared light. Those two can be jammed and deflected. Pretty cool, right?